Hi everybody, happy Watch and Stitch Tuesday. I am Lauren from Anita Goodesign. I am here to welcome all of our new Watch and Stitch members. I am here to welcome back my friends that join us every Tuesday. I hear that Miss Lori is ready to go with her happy hour cocktails. I hope it's a good one. I hear that some of my friends from Barnes are here too. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. So we are in for a really fun afternoon today. We are stitching the freestanding tags from the May 2022 Watch and Stitch. And I love these tags because they're kind of 2 for 1. Meaning you have some stabilizer tags that you can make with these with the stabilizer wording, or you can make these into some jam jar labels as well. So really some fun things that you can do with these. I'm gonna walk you through how to stitch these out. If you have not purchased your May 2022 Watch and Stitch yet, it is available. We will make sure that the link is pinned here in the chat. But welcome, I see lots of friends coming in. I hope everybody's having a terrific Tuesday today. We are very, very busy here at the Anita Goodesign. Lots of great things going on. I hope that you have seen some of our videos that we've released. We had Taylor, our friend Taylor was here today and did a video for us talking about Signature Series 3 because it is our last day of pre-sale. So we dressed him up in a hat and let him say hello to everybody. And then we have our BOGO sale going on today as well. So we have buy one, get one free for our large releases. Those are our special editions, premiums and premium pluses. So we are just busy, busy, busy. But my favorite part of the day, as always, is coming out to you all and stitching for our Watch and Stitch. Now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit just about how to load your tag, because this one's a little bit different. With this project, you have to actually load 3 different designs into your machine, and because everybody's machine does it a different way, I'm not going to actually teach you that, but what I'm going to do is talk to you about how I want you to load your design. So we are stitching out today I am stitching out today, you can stitch out whatever you would like, your wash away stabilizer. So this is what my stabilizer tag will say is wash away. All right. Now, when you're looking at your files in your machine, the very first design that you should load is what I call the thin outline design. That is the first design you want to add into your machine. Then the second design is going to be whatever your words say. And then the third design should be the same shape as the first one, but it has a thicker outline when you look at it on your machine or in your files. Now, why is that the order? It is because the thick outline is the satin stitch. And that satin stitch is going to connect the front of the design to the back of the design. And so you want that satin stitch to be the last stitch that happens in the entire thing. So again, the thin outline you want to load first, then depending on your machine, you're going to add a second, and that will be your words, and then the third will be the shape that matches with the thick outline, and your design will be loaded perfectly and ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to see if there's any questions because I want everyone to be able to load their designs in if you're doing that now and stitching with me. So I'm going to give everyone a quick second. Do we have any questions yet, Miss Brooke? So we do have a question about just the Watch and Stitch designs in general. Watch and Stitch is not the Watch and Stitch designs or collections are not part of All Access. They are part of our education umbrella. So if you are an All Access member, you would just want to go to the website and grab these designs as well. Now, March of 2022 was our very first set of Watch and Stitch designs. So at this point, we've only released 3 months worth of Watch and Stitch, and each month we'll release kind of like the next month's designs. So at the end of May, mid-May, end of May, we will release June's Watch and Stitch, and we plan on continuing to do these for hopefully a very long time. All right, so you can keep your eyes out. But yes, if you're an all access member and you like the idea of Watch and Stitch and you want to join us, then just go ahead to anitagoodesign.com and you can grab those. I'm going to have Brooke link that in the chat as well, so you can also just click right on her link. Now, if you are ready and you're excited to start stitching with me, I need you to hit the thumbs up, the like button on this video. You know we love that. We love your participation. We know you're excited. So hit that like button for me. Let me know you're having a good time, and we're going to get started with our steps, okay? Now, I'm going to run my very first step, which is my placement stitch. This is going to show me exactly where my project is stitching out on my stabilizer. It's going to show you where all the embroidery is going to be based. Now, typically you're going to want to always use threads that are matching to your fabric. For me, of course, I am going ahead and I am using a thread, a dark thread, so that it's easy for you all to see at home. Okay, let's move on to our next step. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to place my fabric. Okay, so I'll place my fabric on top, covering all sides of that placement stitch, and then I'm going to tack it down. That's my next stitch. Now, in our supply list, it does say that you can use batting if you're somebody who wants a little bit more form or cushion to your stabilizer tag. What you would do is just lay your piece of batting and this base fabric at the same time, but that's going to be completely up to you. Since I'm using this as a stabilizer tag, I don't need the batting. I don't need it to be fluffy. I don't need it to have more substance to it. I am okay with exactly how it is. So these stabilizer tags are absolutely fantastic because they are fairly quick stitch outs. So if y'all have something important to do today, I promise I won't keep you too long. Now, the next thing that's going to stitch out is my word wash away. It is one stitch, like one color. So I'm going to go ahead. Actually, it might be two. Let me see. But I'm using, again, a dark thread. I want you all to be able to see it at home. I think this is going to be really beautiful. All right, now while this stitches, as always, we have a flash sale for you all today. So I'm going to talk to you quickly about our flash sale because my words are stitching. It's going to take a little bit of time, couple minutes here. So as my wash away stitches out, I want to talk to you about my flash sale item. So I have this great throwback collection, and it is a project collection, and it's one of my faves. It's called Book Pillows. And what this is a, let me hold it up where you can see it. There we go. Is a design collection all focused on reading, which I love reading. I think it's fantastic. I love encouraging reading. Okay, and then what we show you how to do is how to turn these designs into a book pillow. So it's actually a pillowcase. I'll show you the back of it. You would insert your pillow here. These are all the rage at schools these days, especially in the elementary school level, because the kids can bring a pillow in. They have their book and their reading supplies here, and then we add it on a strap so that they can carry it. How cute is that? Now, these book pillow designs are all different types. This one here says just one more chapter. I can't read upside down. I tried. Just one more chapter. I have a couple other designs just to show you. I believe there's 10, maybe 12 designs in this collection, originally released in December of 2019. So if you're an all access member or were then you probably have one. Here's another design. I'm all booked up. So this is not the actual bag. I just wanted you to see the other designs that you can create these book pillows with. If you are a teacher or have a teacher in your life, these are great just to stitch out and frame, and they can hang them on the walls in their classroom or around their library. This one I like. It's a little bit more adult. This one says happiness is a big cup of coffee and a good book. So this is all me right here. I love coffee and I love my books. I buy more books than I actually read just because I do love buying books. in hopes that one day I will be able to sit down and read more than I do. But you know, we're busy embroidering too, so who has all this time? But anyways, this collection is 50% off, 50% off right now. So you want to go to anitagoodesign.com and get your book as well, or your book pillow. And I will have Brooke pin this collection for you too, so that you're able to snag this one up. It is on sale and 50% off until the end of the week. So Sunday is when the sale ends. And you know, I always like to remind you all to go when we're done stitching and grab your collection, because you will end up forgetting. And it's perfect. It's a great, I know we just had Teacher Appreciation Week, I believe was last week or 2 weeks ago. So this is a great, you know, still gifting those teachers. They need all our love and support. I used to be an elementary school teacher, and so I know, but all teachers need our love and support. So a little gift of happiness goes a long way. All right, my wash away is almost done. We have some swirls. Now let me also tell you why I love this project. So what's really fantastic about this is that you can also use these and personalize the tags. You can use some of our lettering from Anita's font collection if you have our Anita's font, which is all different fonts. You can use our monogram collection as well too if you have our monogram collection. But it's really fantastic because what you can do is you don't actually have to use any of the stabilizer words or any of the jam jar words. You can actually use these however you'd like to and personalize them as long as the letters fit within this space. You could add somebody's name. You could maybe label your jars at home if there's something like a toothbrush jar, you know, like a little cup that you put your toothbrush in, and label it with his and her names, anything that you like. Great things, okay? All right, so my wash away is done here. So now what I'm gonna do, let me check my directions. I don't wanna tell you the wrong thing, okay? Now what I'm going to do is pull it out, okay? Now this is just me personally, I know I'm gonna have to trim the front and I'm gonna have to trim the back once my fabric's attached. I just do all of my trimming at the same time. I just make it really easy for myself. There's no need to trim now, then trim later. So now I'm flipping to the back of my hoop. So here's the back of my hoop. I'm gonna flip it over and I'm adding my back fabric to this. Now, I'm also taping this down, okay? And then I'll show you what this hoop looks like. Because I always like you to see this, make sure it looks really nice. Okay, it's very important anytime you add fabric to the back of your hoop that you make sure your tape is very flat, that your fabric is pressed and very flat as well. Because if you've ever taken any of my in-person classes, and really you're watching stitch as well, I will always say to you all, if it's like Murphy's Law sometimes with embroidery, if something can happen, a lot of times it does happen. So we just always want to make sure that our fabric is very flat and that our tape is very flat, that there's no curled edges on it, because when you put your hoop back into the machine, if there's a little lip like this, I'm gonna have to add some more tape. If there's a little lip like this folded over, you have the opportunity, not knowingly, of your fabric folding over, and then it'll eventually be stitched down incorrectly. So you just wanna be careful with that. Do I have any questions yet, Brooke?
Nope.
No? Can you place this design on cardstock? So what I will tell you, if you think about all the designs that Anita Goodesign stitches on cards, right? Like gift cards. We typically digitize our designs to go on cardstock. So what I'm going to tell you is we have not digitized this collection specifically for paper, but what I would tell you is that if you have a project and you'd like to do that, just test it. Maybe not use your best cardstock, maybe not if you're down to like one special color that you want to put it on, maybe test it first on something else. The stitches for the word wash away are really not that dense looking at this, so it may work for you. Okay, but unfortunately, it's all I can tell you is let's give it a testaroo and see what happens. Okay, and then I always kind of looking and trying to check and make sure that my fabric didn't curl over. It doesn't look like it did. Now, I'm also going to tell you one other thing that I do, because I always live life on the edge here at Anita Goodesign, and I typically like to make up my own directions as I go. So this is a Lauren tip and trick only. All right, our directions tell us, and they are correct, so I'm not saying they're wrong. They tell us to add your back fabric and add your elastic at the same time, which is correct. But in my craftiness and my need to have my elastic as perfectly straight as it possibly can be, because you know I'm that person that if I see it just a little bit off center, it will bother me. So what I'm going to do is tack down my base fabric all by itself, and then I'm going to show you. There will be almost like a placement stitch so you can see exactly how you can line up your elastic to make sure it's straight, and then I'll just repeat that tack down stitch again. And for me, that makes me a little bit happier. So let's do it. I always try to share some tips and tricks with you all. I try to show you and tell you how I do something. And again, I'm that crafter that goes against the grain. That's me. I was like that since I've been little. My mom will tell you the same thing. I was a little stubborn and a little bit of an individual, so that happens. All right. We have, we're going to be done like shortly already. How insane. This is like such a quick project. And now there's going to be no excuse as to why your stabilizers are not organized and neat, right? Because everybody's craft room is pristine, right? All right, we're in that one together. Okay. All right, so here you go. So now you can see I have, let's see here, attached my back fabric. And now I'm going to use that outline there as a guide so I know that my elastic is on straight. So let's do that. I'm going to tape my elastic on. Okay, I know it's a little hard to see with the bobbins white, and I have that printed, but that's so you have an understanding of what I'm doing. Okay, so let's attach our elastic. Now remember, if you don't want to do it this way, you don't have to. You can attach the back fabric and the elastic at the same time. It's totally your choice there. The other thing you don't want to do when you're adding your elastic, or you just want to be mindful of, is don't pull it taut to tape it down. Okay, you want to trim it so that it fits comfortably over that placement line. And what that's going to do is it's going to prevent it, if you pull it taut and then you go to trim it, sometimes it'll snap back out from those tack down stitches. So you just want to be careful. Now I am going to back up my machine one step. I'm going to go back and repeat that tack down stitch, and that way it will attach my elastic for me. All right, we are having a fun time. Don't forget, if you are just joining us, this video does live, or will live once we are done, on our YouTube page. All right, if you are having to leave early, or you're not stitching right now but you want to watch this and stitch later with me, it will live on that YouTube page. Just make sure that you sign up to follow us on YouTube. You hit the little bell in the right hand corner, and what that will do is alert you anytime we add new video content to our YouTube station. And as always, anytime you're on YouTube or you're on our Facebook, Instagram, always just make sure that you hit the like button. Okay, give us a thumbs up, even a comment on it. It helps us more than I can explain in all the world of social media and all things SEO and all things computer land, right? Something that I'm still learning about. All right, so now my elastic is attached. I'm going to peel off all of my tape, and now I'm going to trim the front of my fabric and the back of my fabric. And seeing it as this is going to take me a little bit of time, I'm first going to check and see if there's any new questions, Brooke.
Not so
Okay. Oh, we have some people just comments, good comments about making Mother's Day cards that they love.
They loved your tip on elastic.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad everybody learned something today about my elastic tip. Look at little nuggets of information. All right, so since we don't have any major questions at this point, while I'm doing my trimming, I'm going to give away a $20 gift card. Okay, everybody participating today is going to type the word tag, T-A-G. Okay, you type the word tag, and we will, at random, pick a winner who will receive a $20 gift card from us. Okay, I am just trimming as close as I can all the way around on the back and the front of my freestanding tag. Okay, you want to trim close and neat. Again, I love these because we can personalize them. You can really add any words on here that you'd like. We just give you some of our favorites that we know that you're going to use for the stabilizer tags. And if you're somebody who is making jam or jelly at home, you have to send me a jar here at Anita. And then you can label these. They're great little hostess gifts. Imagine bringing somebody who has a little party for you. You can add these, can some jams or buy some specialty jams and add these little labels. You can add them to wine bottles. That's a gift right there. Yes. Okay. And I trimmed, let me show you. Sorry, I'm getting excited here. So I trimmed the back close as can be. Now I'm just trimming my front. Okay. Brooke, do we have a winner yet?
Yes, we do.
Who is our winner today of our $20 gift card?
Our winner is Irene Kellerset.
Irene Kellerset. I hope I'm saying your name right, or at least close enough, Miss Irene,
I will tag her.
that you know it's you. We're going to tag you in these comments, but you are the winner of our $20 gift card. Congratulations. How fun is that? Little gifts, a little bit of fun here. You can reach out to our customer experience team. If you email them, they will get you all set up with your gift card. Okay.
We do have a question.
Oh, we have a question. Let's do it.
Do we have any projects that they could create in advance for Father's Day?
Do we have any projects that you can create in advance for Father's Day? Well, aren't you putting me on the test here? Let me think. I know we do have I might have to have Brooke pull up some collections for me. We have a card collection that is generic cards for all different holidays. And then it comes with a printed fabric as well. And I know there are some kind of male-dominated, like male-focused cards on there. There's one with like a hammer. It says, "You nailed it." I'm trying to think, and Brooke, I think, will look up this card collection for me. So that's at least a great Father's Day card.
Father's Day cards, actually.
There's a collection called Father's Day Cards. We have chalkboard Father's Day sayings as well. Those are really great. Those are chalkboard kind of style, the way we created them. So it's just black and white, but they have great Father's Day sayings on those, so you could do something with that too. Add it to a shirt, add it to a jacket, or something for Dad to take to his office. That would be good too. All right, now I am just stitching out my satin stitch, and if you would believe it, we are like almost done. How crazy is this? So we're just waiting on our satin stitch. Now, this is also my opinion on this satin stitch. And everybody has their own way of doing things. And I always say it's not about being right or wrong. It's just about doing it your way. I don't match my bobbin for this project. It says to, and of course you can, okay? But my feeling is, especially with the stabilizer tag, that's really, when you put this on your stabilizer, you're not going to see the back of those stitches, and I would rather not waste my thread, winding that bobbin to match for something that really I'll never see the back of it, right? Because this is the front, and then ideally you have a roll of stabilizer, and you just won't see that. So just keep that in mind. Again, up to you. If you say, oh, I hate when my bobbin doesn't match my freestanding, thread, then you go ahead and wind your bobbin. But that's just my personal opinion on that. All right, we are about halfway done with this satin stitch. So I'm again going to remind you of a few things we have going on here at Anita Goodesign. It is our last day for the pre-sale of our Signature Series 3. So Signature Series 3 is our latest art book, and it features all things florals. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. Here we go. I have a little sample here. 3-dimensional flowers, absolutely incredible. And it is just, you get to stitch these flowers. It comes in a physical book. They're just not here yet. And it is going to retail after today. It retails for $150. Right now, the last day of pre-sale, not only will you get the book, the physical book, when it comes in, but we're also pairing it with one of our favorite art books that Stephen Wilson, our owner and founder, created, called Luscious Threads. And it is a gorgeous table, like a coffee table book, all about the artwork he creates using threads. So we're throwing that in for free if you pre-order Signature Series 3 right now. So it is the time to do it. You don't want to wait. Again, you may forget, and I'll feel really bad for you. You don't want to pay $150 for it if you don't have to. All right, so Signature Series 3, the pre-sale ends today. Don't forget, we have that BOGO, buy one, get one free for our large releases, and those are of equal or lesser values. That's our Premium Plus, our Premiums, and our Special Editions. I am stitching out this beautiful design from our May 2022 Watch and Stitch. As I mentioned, we have already stitched April and March, but you can watch those videos. They are still on our YouTube page. You can pick up those months of collections if you haven't yet. But I need you all joining us every Tuesday. We have this much fun. Our educators here are amazing. We always try to come with some great tips and tricks for you all. We always do some giveaways. Some projects are a little bit longer than others. This was a quick one today, which, sometimes we just need to feel that sense of accomplishment and just, finish a project. All right, now I'm going to give you another tip and trick, so don't leave me yet. So I'm tearing out, because I use Tearaway stabilizer, so I'm tearing my stabilizer out of my, I'm tearing my tag out of my stabilizer. And I want to show you something. All right. So I don't know if you can see this at home or not. I think you probably can. All right. But you're going to see this in your own home. All right. I had white stabilizer, and I have a black satin stitch, and all I have over here are what I call my little furs, right? So I have all these little white furs that are kind of hanging out from the stabilizer, and that, again, drives me a little crazy, okay? So how do you remedy that? I have 3 different ways to tell you to help you with that. Step 1, or option 1, you could use, if you knew you were going to use a black satin stitch, or even like a dark navy, a dark purple, you can use black Tearaway stabilizer, because then when you pull that out, it might be a little bit furry, but you're not going to see it like you do right now with this contrast of the black thread and the white thread. The second option is we like to use a heat device, aka a lighter or a candle lighter, and you can get really close to all these little furs. All right, now you don't want to take your flame and touch it, okay, because obviously that's how fires happen. But if you get really close, the heat is enough to singe all those little furs away, and you'll never see anything otherwise. Step 3, or option 3, is a good one as well, and you can always take a marker. So you would take like a Sharpie, a permanent marker, and you can always go on top and color those furs in, okay? The one thing you don't want to do is use scissors little snips you can. If you're brave, you can take little snips and try to trim those down. But what's going to happen is if you get too close, then you're going to pop your stitches, and then your satin stitch won't be seamless like it is right now. Okay, so just a couple different options for you. But how beautiful is this fabric? I really like this fabric with the black outline. Wash away. So it's really, really cute and great and fantastic. All right, now before I leave today, I'm going to double check one more time. Brooke, any questions?
Yes.
Oh, we have some questions. I love it.
Can you make more than one in the hoop at the same time?
Okay, can you make more than one in the hoop at the same time? Wonderful question. I'm going to pick my hoop back up, so hang on. I thought I was done with it. So what you can do here, so you can see obviously our designs kind of plop right in the middle of your hoop and centered. If you have a larger hoop, you can duplicate your design and put one here and then one here, and you can use, make more than one in the hoop. But this is what you do not want to do, because when it makes multiple in a hoop, it will make one entire one. Oops, that's upside down. It'll make one entire tag and then move to the other tag and make that one. So what you don't want to do is pop your first one out once it's done. You want to leave that in your stabilizer and then go ahead and make the second one and then pop both out at the same time. The point of stabilizer is to stabilize your hoop and stabilize your design. The minute you have this hole, right, where your design was, your stabilizer automatically weakens. So that's why you wouldn't want to pop out that first one until the second one is complete. So I hope that answers your question of making more than one in a hoop. And if you use a smaller hoop, like I used a big hoop, if you use a smaller hoop, then obviously you probably can only fit one in, but you would use a much smaller piece of stabilizer. So it just depends what you're looking to make. Keep going, Brooke. What else do I have?
Someone would like to know about wash-away stabilizer.
Wash-away.
Can you use that?
Can you use wash-away stabilizer? You can use wash-away stabilizer for this project. Absolutely. Instead of tearing away your stabilizer at the end, you would just trim as much of that stabilizer out as possible. And then what you want to do is take like a sponge or like one of those big Q-tip sponges and then just touch the edges of the stabilizer. What you want to be very careful of with using a wash-away stabilizer is if your fabric stains. Sometimes it gets wet. The fabric gets wet and then it could stain from water, or even sometimes I always call it the goo-like substance that wash away turns into. Sometimes that can stain. So you just want to be mindful of your fabrics, and if it likes it, if it doesn't. If you don't mind and you want to throw the whole tag in the washing machine, that would be fine too. Okay, or soak it. But you just want to be mindful. Like this, I think would be perfect to use a wash away stabilizer. This fabric, I would be leery of using something like this. It's a linen. And I feel like the orange could stain. So you want to be mindful of that. Anything else, Miss Brooke?
Somebody would like to know if you can use a burnishing tool.
A burnishing tool? I am so sorry, but I am not familiar with that. But what we will do is get back to you. I can ask one of my seamstresses and see, but I am unfortunately not familiar with that tool. All right, that's all she wrote. All right, friends. Well, I need everyone to do me a great big favor before I say hello. If you have not yet, please hit the thumbs up on this video, like it. Make sure, I give you homework assignments. You bring a friend with you, a new friend, somebody who has not joined our Watch and Stitch yet, or who doesn't know about us here at Anita Goodesign. It is your homework assignment for next Tuesday to bring a friend with you. And when I say bring them with you, yes, they can sit at your computer with you, or you just tell them to hop online at the same time and we can all have a party together. All right. Thank you all so much, as always, for joining us and for supporting my wonderful team here at Anita Goodesign. And we look forward to seeing you soon. All right. Bye, everybody.